Hello, everybody. This is Angel Arts, and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Play Pokemon Spectrum with all of our players here today. We've got a very big event coming up before us, the Pokemon contest, and we will see how things play out. But before we do, as usual, we're going to have our warm up question. So, this warm up question is going to be specifically on about the Pokemon, and I would like to kind of ask, you can either answer this in character or out of character, but I wanted to take a pulse and find out how each individual Pokemon feels about each other. So, for example, I would like to know how what Bullet thinks about each other individual Pokemon, if he has any opinions about any of them, or if he's indifferent about certain ones, um, etc., etc.
Doesn't hate anyone, I'll say that much. Thinks he has a pretty good chance at friendship with Bullet. Also, cool flying around on Crobat. He's a hatchling, but he's a sweet hatchling. And it helps he has an owner that seems to respect him as much as she does. Firn could learn some more caution. She seems a bit too much trusting, especially with the whole, but Team Rocket is nice. They're my friends, even though they're trying to kidnap someone. And Remi is actually came across this last session as I don't know, like a friendship built on antagonism. Like, I'm gonna roughhouse with you, but I know you can take it and you're not gonna take it personally.
Oh, a rival Mance.
Yeah,
Hey,
there we go.
I'm good to go, I think.
go ahead. Oh,
So,
this better be good. Go ahead, Remy.
no, he doesn't like anybody. No, no. Let's go down the list. So for Bullet, he didn't really interact with Bullet yet, but he does know that he takes orders very well. So he's got to appreciate and respect that. He's got for yeah, very young Pokemon, but to be honest, he's probably not that much younger than Remy at the end of the day. Like I think Remy's probably 3 or 4 years old based on how much I've gathered from like timelines and whatnot. But he's still very naive and very coddled, and so he feels like that puts you in danger. Same thing goes for Firn, but for opposite reasons. Firn is very naive in the sense that she's innocent, but she is overt with her emotions, and she really gets close to the wrong people in Remy's mind. And that could get her into trouble. So, and then there's Lux. I think he tested the grounds with Lux, as he does with any Pokemon up front when he feels like he's going to be close to them. And for a little guy, he kicks back and he does throw a wicked punch. So, from Revi's perspective, that is to be respected, and that's someone that he doesn't have to keep an eye on. He's gotten the sense that Lux can take care of himself.
So I think that, I mean, in general, Bullet does like everyone. You know, he is just typically friendly, and everyone else has proven to be friendly too, and so there's no reason to dislike any of them. He hasn't had too much of an opportunity yet to really interact with Fern, I wouldn't say, and so she's probably his worst friend of the friend bunch, you know? Just because, yeah, not enough interaction and stuff there. I would say that he probably feels closest to you at this point, because they both kind of have that just the innocent friendliness sort of thing going on, you know. Um, and while he does certainly like, you know, Remy and Lux so far, he has a bit of a different relationship with them. Largely, kind of what Shay touched on with how they've both, like, I think Remy has at least, they both kind of given him orders, and he's, you know, listening and everything, and it just changed the relationship a bit where, you know, sure, they're all still Pokemon and, you know, still friends and everything, but he also feels that he can kind of rely on them for, you know, I guess instructions, you know, when times call for it. You know, if Molly's not around or something, that they seem to be able to take initiative, you know, so.
Of course, Yu loves everyone, but in terms of his actual feelings toward everyone, like he definitely respects Bullet and Lux the most, especially after seeing their fight scene from a few sessions ago. Like, it was for him, don't think he's ever really seen Pokemon fight like that. So I'm pretty sure he was very surprised by it, but at the same time he was kind of in awe of it. Like he's never been in a real fight like that, and so I think seeing them acting so quickly and helping the people take down this bad person, I think he's definitely very he respects them a lot. And of course he has I think he's building a decent friendship with Firn. I don't think he sees her, I don't think he feels that strongly about her in any way at the moment. Like Shay said earlier, they are kind of similar in that they're both naive and friendly and stuff, but so I think that's how Yu sees Firn right now. It's just another friend. As far as Remi goes, I actually think Yu is like, yeah, he likes Remi and stuff, and he respects him as a tough Pokemon who doesn't really play by the rules. And I think right now he's just kind of trying to figure out what Remi's all about at the moment. Like, Remi was the one who took charge. Yu trusted him enough to join him out on the ledge. And I feel like right now he's just trying to test the water a little bit with Remi a little more.
Well, Fern, start off with, she feels as if Remi's kind of like a mentorish figure towards her. It's how she considers Remi at the moment, and has taken a lot of his words to heart, but maybe not in the way that he intended them. And she's trying to figure out that relationship, whether it's mentor or friend. And then Yu, she feels really good friends. Like she feels like she can trust Yu, and Yu's good, but she doesn't have any strong feelings at the moment. Beyond that, same with Bullet. And Lux, she kind of feels protective of because of like Team Rocket like hurting Lux. It's like he was like, oh no, I need to get you out of danger.
So you guys have just finished mingling with whoever you wanted to mingle during the reception, and now you guys have an extra hour to get yourselves ready for the actual show itself. So we are now all backstage. Well, not all of you. The contestants are backstage, and I have on the Roll20 map, I put all of the trainers except for Tiffany in the middle of the auditorium because I don't know where you guys want to sit. Where do you guys want to sit? You don't have very many choices. And by that I mean you have plenty of choices.
Now I still expect to hear Chase cheering from back there.
Yes.
Naturally.
Of course, Chase is sitting in the right back row with all the cool kids.
Where's the door? What if this place goes on fire? I need to leave.
Oh, come on. You've proven you liked fire.
There he is. Alright. Well, Molly's gonna sit up there.
That and,
Okay.
Lux, he should probably not be seen in public.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Okay, so just before the show starts, is Tiffany going to say anything to the Pokemon before they begin?
Yes. Okay, everyone, gather up.
You immediately
Okay,
go gathers up.
Aw. Okay, little bit of a curveball with the essay questions, but I think you'll all be fine. Just answer honestly, be energetic. Glances Dart glances at Remi, like, please. But I think you'll be fine. Remember, this is fun. We've done all the hard prep work. Let's go out there, let's show them what we got, right? Woo!
You cheers like, yay!
Bullet seems generally excited.
Everything backstage gets very, very busy. Now there is an orchestra pit, kind of, sorta, but because this is not a full-on show, Instead, they're using canned music right now, and just because I thought it was cute when Roma suggested it, sure. The song is reminiscent to The Muppet Show. It's pretty quirky. The lights are mechanical. There's just this big giant opening overture, and there's lights flashing, and there's like a disco ball overhead. It's very, very impressive. Maybe for some people of Chase's taste, they might think that this is a little bit too many smokes and mirrors for his taste. But the Pokemon, at least from Jefferson's side, seems to be enjoying it. Whereas the Pokemon with Iridessa are maintaining their game face. So they try to stay not stoic, but professional during the whole thing. And finally, Miss Dragonair comes up onto the center stage along with her Pokemon Regina, and she will wave her princess wave to the audience and say, "Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming here today for our 5th auditions for the position of consultant here at the Pokemon Center, the Pokemon Contest Center in Saffron City. I am so excited to see what these 3 candidates and their talented Pokemon have to show for us today. So why don't we go meet all of them up on stage right now?" And she's going to go clap and motion for all of you to get on stage. And so we're just gonna gather. I'm gonna move these 2 over here. Why don't we start by getting to know our 3 candidates for this position. Let's start with this lovely lady right here. And she motions over to Tiffany. And she says, "Tiffany, could you please tell us in your own words a little bit about yourself?"
My name's Tiffany Benoit. I run Beguiling Benoit Contest Consulting. I was 3 months old the first time my mom brought me to a Pokemon contest, and it's been a part of my life ever since.
She claps and says, "Charming." He says, "Charming." And please tell me, Miss Benoit, what would you say is your favorite part of the Pokemon contest process?
Oh, getting to see how the Pokemon react to just being on stage, getting a chance to be special and shine.
And there's some clapping amongst the Pokemon, and also both on stage and into the pit, or into the audience. And Miss Dragonair will then move to Jefferson, and he says, "And this handsome young man, yes sir, what is your name?" "My name is Jefferson Constant." "And tell us a little bit about yourself, Jefferson." "Well, Pokemon has been pretty much my life since I was born. My mom, Cecilia Constant, you might know her." "I do know her. Like I thought that I recognized your last name and that you would be related in some way." And just, "Yes, well, it's been a challenge keeping up with her footsteps, but I have been doing everything I can to make my mother proud, and today is my chance to really show her what exactly I've got. Cutting the apron strings, so to speak." "Oh, well," Dragonair says, "well, that's great of you. I'm sure that your mother must be proud." "We shall see," Jefferson says. "Just in general, what is it about the contest, Mr. Constant, that you enjoy the most?" He says, "Honestly, I just really like watching what the Pokemon can do, how they evolve, not in the strictest evolution sense, but you know, when you start with a Pokemon who's never done contests before, and you work with them to, you know, do something that might be out of their comfort zone, and you really get to see them shine. I think that's probably my favorite part of a Pokemon contest." I like that answer, Dragonair says. All right, all right. Well, why don't we go to the final contestant here? What is your name, miss? She says, my name is Iridesa Chile. Iridesa Chile. Ooh, that's a very interesting accent that you have, if you don't mind me saying. I think it's absolutely lovely. Where do you hail from? I come from Castilla City, Iridesa says. Ooh, Castilla. We have somebody from out of town. Not just out of town, but out of region. Tell us a little bit about yourself. She says, I am trying to do this job, you see, so that I may, earn a little extra money for school. I am trying to become a Pokemon nutritionist. You see, that is my specialty. But on the side, I like to use Pokemon contest as a way for me to become a little bit more experienced with Pokemon and their wants and their needs. Hopefully, it would bleed over to my nutritionist job, ultimate job. This says, well, we definitely know that a lot of people who do these Pokemon contests also have interests outside of the glamour and glitz of the competition. So it's really great to see that you're applying yourself thusly. I thank you very much, she says. And what exactly is your favorite part of a Pokemon contest? What's your favorite part of the competition? And she says, honestly, the winning part. And that's all she says. and Miss Dragonair says, ho, 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 we've got confidence here. I kind of like it. All right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, now that we've gotten a chance to know all of the contestants, why don't we go ahead and explain the rules? All right. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something a little differently from your standard contests. We're going to have 5 standard contests, one for every single traditional category of Pokemon contests, and these, we will be doing it in a random order. So each of the candidates here were told to provide 5 Pokemon, and they had to enter one of their Pokemon into each of those categories to the best of their ability. We will go ahead and run each, sub-contest in a random order. And then after that is done, we'll be going to the interview portion of this particular event. Now, I am actually done for pretty much for the day. The show really is going to be hosted by my lovely Pokemon Regina. So, good luck to all, and I will see you all down at the audience. And so at that point, Miss Dragonair will make her way off the stage so that Regina can take over. And Regina is going to be the one who's officially emceeing. And she is, she gets up there and she's eyeing all the Pokemon and says, all right, today we will determine the order of the contests. And I'm going just doing this randomly. So I'm going to roll a d5. So we're going to say our categories are, let's see, smart, cool, beauty, toughness, cute. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll a d5. 3. Beauty's first.
Oh,
all right, Remi.
Got Remi.
You got this. You are the prettiest Fennekin ever.
I'm going to roll a d4 to determine what's after that.
Gotta be Remi.
Cute is after that. I'm going to roll a d3 to see what's after that. 3. Tough. And then lastly, I'm going to roll a d2. 2. Cool.
So the
Smart
fastest
is
comes last.
Yes. Smart is last. Who is the smart one again? I don't
That's
think I got that
bullying.
last time.
Obviously.
I'm the smart one. All right.
Shouting it from across the room.
Well, we're
All
gonna
right.
end on a high note.
All right. So the first thing that's going to happen is the 3 candidates are going to roll because we are at the what is the official name of the stage? We are at
Introduction
the
phase.
introduction phase. Thank you. Which means that during the introduction phase, for all of you at home who don't know how this all works, Pokemon is sent out and the trainers introduce themselves and the Pokemon to the audience. Each trainer chooses Charm, Command, Guile, Intimidate, or Intuition. Roll a 1d6 for each rank of the chosen skill the trainer has, and for each die that comes up as a result of a 3, 4, 5, or 6, the trainer gains 1 die in a contest stat that may be used during this contest, just like a Pokemon's contest stat dice. Charm rolls generate cute dice, Command rolls generate cool dice, Guile roll generates smart dice, Intimidate rolls generate tough dice, and Intuition rolls generate beauty dice. So, let us start. And I
Can I
think that,
interject real quick?
yes.
I have the ability Grace, and one of the functions of Grace is allows me to roll with a different stat, but roll it as though I were using the right category. So I will be using my Guile roll for 5d6, but it'll be applying as though it were the right contest type.
Yes.
So you're just faking
And
it
I
every
have
time.
an extra 2d6 from my costume.
That's awesome, actually.
Oh, also in the gym introduction phase, I just remembered, everyone has a bonus die for their grooming, as well as because they have costume contest. So that's additional 3/6 I should also add in there. My apologies.
She likes winning.
A lot. And changing her accent.
Yes.
Yes, I did that purposely, that her accent did change on
Ah!
stage. Yes.
Hey, us!
Yes, her accent didn't change on stage from when how she was talking casually, I guess, if you want to say that. So okay, based on this, for every, like we were saying, for every 3 through 6, you gain 1 die in the contest stat. So that means for Tiffany, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 in that range, so you have 4 dice. Iridessa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Iridessa has 7. Okay. Then, after that, we have to determine the order and position, which are 2 different things. So, everybody gets assigned a letter. Each participant is assigned a letter A through E if there's a participant. These letters are retained for the entire duration of the contest, assigned based on the number of total contest stat dice gained at the introduction stage, from highest to lowest. Okay. If a trainer rolled a skill matching the contest stat in a standard contest, add 2 of their total for the purposes of assigning letters. Okay. So technically Iridessa and Jefferson tied, so I'm just going to roll a d2. 1 is Jefferson, 2 is Iridessa to go first. Iridessa is going to go first. Well, not really Iridessa. It's going to be Kling Klang. So Kling Klang gets an A. Let me write this down. Kling Klang gets an A. Jefferson gets a B. Or rather, Harrison. And then, last but not least, Remi gets a C. And then, based on the little chart, they're going to be arranged physically because the order that they are standing on stage actually matters. Remi is going to be... Actually, the way you guys are positioned are exactly the way that you guys are supposed to be standing. So that's actually perfect. Cool.
Actually, before we get started, one of my coordinator abilities lets me re-roll once per contest. Is that only going to be able to use once against all 5, or could it be reused each time for the different contests?
You can use it for each contest.
Cool.
Each contest you can do that. Okay. All right. So now we are going to go to the
And
actual...
did we get the bonus to appeal points? Since technically I was rolling in stat.
Yes. I think the winner of the contest determined who has the most appeal points. During the stage, you'll be rolling many to try to earn appeal points. Is that applied to the trainer rolls? I thought that was only Pokemon. I thought that was all appeal points are generated.
I have
by
it
the
down in
Pokemon.
my introduction phase that when the introduction phase rolls are done, if you use the correct contest typing, you get 2 bonus appeal points.
Ah,
But that
I
would
see.
put you
No, I
at
see that.
6 while they had 7, wouldn't it? Or am I thinking of the wrong thing?
Say that again.
Appeal
Riz.
points are something else. It determines who's actually winning.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The appeal points. Yeah, the appeal points actually are added to your final score, which determines who performed the best of all the Pokemon. Whereas the what we were rolling for just now helps you generate D6s that help you add more dice to earn appeal points, if that makes sense. Okay, so no, Petra's right. Trainers who make a roll using the skill matching the contest stat of a standard contest begin the contest with 2 appeal points. And all
Sweet.
3 of you did that, so all 3 of you
Oh,
have 2 appeal points.
I'm guessing we all have grace.
No, their stats are really high.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so the performance stage, at the beta stage, each round, each Pokemon performs a move from their move list and uses its contest effects to gain appeal. You may not use the same move twice in a row during the contest. Okay, so Kling Klang is A, so he goes first, even though he's in the center. Once per contest, each Pokemon will be in the middle of the stage and will be in the center of attention. So in this case, right now, Kling Klang is the center of attention. And when you have the center of attention, the number of appeal points that you get during your rolls changes. Normally, whenever you roll a 1, you gain 0 appeal points. If you roll a 2 through 5, you gain 1 appeal point. And then if you crit and get a 6, you gain 2 appeal points for that roll. But when you are in the center of attention, when you roll a 6, you gain plus 3 appeal points. When you roll a 5 or a 4, you gain 2 appeal points. When you roll a 3, you gain 1 appeal point. When you roll a 2, you gain 0 appeal points. And then when you roll a 1, so it's a crit fail, you gain 0 appeal points and gain 1 fumble point. And fumble points are just negative appeal points. So, this is Beauty. So, we are going to have Kling Klang use... Which one of these beauties do I want to use? I can either use Charge Beam or Light of Ruin. So basically that means I can either use Exhausting Act or Steady Performance. I think I'm just going to do Steady Performance. Okay, so the Kling Klang goes up to the front. So, despite his name being Grind, this Kling Klang looks anything but, a weathered, grinding kind of gears. The gears are actually moving very smoothly. This is a well-oiled Pokemon. It's very shiny. It lusters in the lights, and the gears are turning in a very hypnotic kind of way, in a way, and by that I mean it's very calming, and it starts to emanate this very beautiful golden light, which causes the judges to ooh and ah. And because the move Light of Ruin uses Steady Performance, I get to roll 5d6 and I gain 1 voltage. So here's my 5d6. Alright, so I got a 3, a 5. I'll show the audience so the audience knows what's happening. We have 3, 5, 5, 3, 3. And because we are at the center of attention, that means that
Seven.
we
Is that
get
13?
there's 1 for each of 3, so that's 2. There's 2 for each 5, so that's 6. And another 3 is 1, so that's 7 appeal points, I believe.
Yep.
Right? Okay. 7 appeal points. And then Cling Clang, Grind gets 1 voltage. And what voltage means is that we gain a 1d6 to their move that turn for each point of voltage at the start of the turn. Contestants gains 1d6 to their move that turn. So I can now add another d6, I think, to the next move that Grind uses. I believe that's how that works. Okay.
Sounds how I've been doing it in my head, so.
All right. Harrison is up. Now Harrison is not in the center of attention, so we don't have to worry about that. So Harrison's beauty moves are I'm sorry, because the move matched the type, because the grind used the move that matched, I technically had 1 more d6.
Another d6 coming, yeah.
Correct. And that's a 4, which means for the center of
2
attention
points.
gets another 2 points. So that's 9. Okay.
Yep.
So then our Piloswine Harrington has a choice between Icy Wind and Icy Shard. Icy Wind has Desperation. Icy Shard has Saving Grace. I think all results you grant you +1 fumble. Oh wow. And all results of 6 grant you 1 more. Interesting. This stacks with being at the center of attention. I think Harrington's gonna be ballsy and actually use Desperation. So it's 5d6, but because Desperation is because Icy Wind is a beauty move, it'll be 6d6. So Harrington just visually comes up and the curtains start to flutter as this breeze begins to fill up the room, and the snow starts to materialize right in front of the Piloswine, and it starts to circle around like a mini snow tornado, I guess. And then it just goes poof in a powder, which the judges again ooh and ah over. And that is a 66. Oh, wow. Not very well. So all results of 1 gives him a 1 fumble. So he gets 2 fumble points, unfortunately, Harrington. Desperation specifically says that 1s give me fumble points.
Fumbles.
And all 6 grants me a +1 more appeal point, which he did get 1. So that means he gets 2 for getting a 6 normally, plus another 1 is 3 fumble points. And then we have a 5, which gives him 1, a 3, which gives him 1, and a 2, which gives him 1. So I believe that is 6 appeal points for Harrington. 6 appeal points, but also 2 fumble points. So it's not a very good start for Harrington. Remi, you're up, buddy. Which
All right.
Which beautiful move are you going to be using?
So I have 2 moves I can do. There's the one I don't want to use, at least right now. So I got Fire Spin or Howl. Now Howl allows Remi to get ready. But what's the point of losing voltage? Don't you want to gain voltage? Did I misunderstand something?
You
It's
do,
a
they're just side
tactic.
effects.
Yeah.
It'll set you up better for your next round, but right now we have no voltage to lose and you can't get a negative.
Yeah, you can't
So
get
now
negative
would be the time to do it.
Okay.
Also,
so,
Tau is a cool move. So, no.
Yes, so if there's 3 rounds, I'm not gonna have a third move anyway. So I figured I'm gonna open up with the light one because he's pretty nervous. Like, he's not showing it right now, but he was pacing at the beginning of the contest, just because he didn't really know if he wanted to go up front or if he wanted to stay in the back, and so now he's kind of like, he's just trying to rev himself up, and so he's just gonna kind of bolster on the inside from the soul, and he's going to let out a howl to get ready.
Okay, especially after that description, that's totally cool and I love it. But just in case you didn't know, you can use your moves over again, just not right in a row.
Yeah. Well, if you want to put on a good show, though.
I mean, like, you could use like one beauty and then something else, and then your last one the same move.
I see, just not in a row. Gotcha.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'll be stale performance, you know. And...
Okay. All right, maybe I will open up with a fire spin, despite loving the howl thing. He sort of wants to win.
That is really good.
I mean, I hated the fact that he went first because like he has no idea what he's doing. So it's one of those. What am I supposed to do when I get up here? Okay, so the other Pokemon are doing these flashy big moves. So maybe that was he was imagining that's how he would do it, and so that's why he was pacing around because like, I'm gonna get up there, I'm gonna howl, I'm gonna get this thing started, it's gonna be cool, and then he sees like these light shows, he's like, oh shit, okay. So I'm going to change the plan. We're going to go up to the front and we're going to do a fire spin. We're going to set up a vortex in the middle of the stage and try to get a bigger light show than these other goofballs have tried before me. So there we go. We got fire spin. It is a safe option, which I believe is the correct way to look at it. And we have a 46. So go ahead, Em.
Are you using any of your Poffin dice that you got from Tiffany?
Poffin dice or stat dice or from the introduction rules. Okay, it's beauty, so that is your main stat. So you get extra 1d6 onto the roll.
Okay. And then do I want to use the Poffin now? No. I have a plan. So I'm gonna hold on.
Okay. Just remember, you can only use up to 3d6 when you do use them.
Yeah. I gotcha. Okay. Okay, so just roll 5d6. Unless I'm missing something. Oh god, of course Remi would roll some ones in there, but you got a 6 in there.
Okay, so 5d6 was correct.
2, 3.
That is correct. And then what happens then is for your appeals, because you're not in the center of tension, for every 1, you just don't get any appeal points. Mm-hmm. But for your 3 and 5, you get 1 appeal point, and for your 6, you get 2. So that's 4 total. 4 total appeal
unfortunately,
points.
for safe option, any 6s only count as 1 point. But we can't get any fumble points.
Correct. Right, that is correct.
A safe option.
Yes, why it's called the safe option. That's right. Cool.
So, I mean, if you did that while in center of attention, your 1s wouldn't give you fumble points.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. So that was round 1. And now we move the positions so that every Pokemon has a chance to be in the center of attention. So Harrington is now going to be in the center, and Remi is going to be on stage left, and the grind is going to be stage right. So Harrington, center of attention, goes first. Now Harrington already used Icy Wind last turn, so he's not going to use it again because that would not work. So he's now going to use Icy Shard, which is Saving Grace. And what Saving Grace does is he's rolling 1d6, and I lose 1 fumble point for each level of voltage that you have. Harrington has 1 voltage, so this is going to help him get rid of some of the fumbles that he got last... No, he doesn't have voltage, I'm sorry. Grind is the one that's voltage. Okay, so he can't lose any... He doesn't have any voltage to get rid of fumbles, that's fine. If you lose 2 or less fumble points this way, you gain +1 voltage. You cannot gain fumble from competitors' moves for the remainder of this round. So some moves fumble the adjacent opponents. This protects him from that. Now, even though it's only 1d6, it's a beauty move, so he gets an additional d6. And Iridessa is going to use 3 of her extra d6 dice of the 7 that she has for this move. So that means this will bring the total to 5d6. So visually what happens is the Harrington is going to open his mouth and spit out this shard that is it's not a perfect sphere. It's sort of like a dodecahedron-y looking thing. Dodecahedron, I think, is 20 sides? Like a 20-sided a 20-sided shape, if I remember. And then he spits it out towards the audience. And when it gets into the peak of its trajectory, it shatters and little tiny harmless ice crystals falls out. It's a very difficult move to execute. And it's so difficult that once again Harrington didn't do well on this. Oh my goodness. So he's the center of attention, which is really bad news, which means he's got a lot more fumble points coming along. Another 4 fumble points. Poor Harrington. And then there's 3 2s in there, which means that he doesn't get any points. So let me rephrase this. Instead of having it spit out of his mouth and explode, it instead smacks Abraham in the face, which he is not very amused by. And Regina kind of gasps when this happens, and she says, "Oh, good heavens! Oh, I think Harrington is going to need a bit more to impress the judges at this point." And Harrington looks very, very embarrassed. He sort of hangs his head in shame as he moves back. His unfortunately, this poor pillow swine's ego has been tarnished. Gasp. All right. Number 2 is Remi. Remi, you get to go after that debacle.
So he's sort of like snickering to the side. He thinks it's pretty hilarious that this big ass creature can't hold his own in center stage. So he's gonna test his luck, and he's gonna strut up front, and he's going to try a weak move. And I know everyone's gonna think I'm crazy, but he is gonna howl this time. But he's gonna howl with an extra 3d6 on this roll. He's trying to use basically his worst move to defeat this guy. So.
Okay.
Do better than him. That's all he's caring. He's not even focused on the contest anymore. He just wants to show that he could be better than this guy with his crappiest moves. So we're doing a get ready contest. Okay. It's a 1d6 plus 3d6 that I'm adding from the bonus dice. Mm-hmm. Or a 4d6. Oh God, please, Remi, don't make me look like a fool right here.
Okay.
It's better at least.
Yeah, you're not center of attention, so those ones are okay. You get 2 3s.
Oh, and it is a cool move instead of a beauty move, and I know that affects it.
I think
you just don't get to roll an extra d6.
Yeah. You roll fine.
Okay. Your roll is fine. So you get 2 appeal points for that. And the nice thing about Get Ready is that your next move, you get to roll double the number of dice.
Oh, yes.
Nice, super awesome. It's almost as if you had a plan.
Now he's wrapped up.
Grind goes up. And so this time, Grind used Light of Ruin last time, so he's going to use Charge Beam this time. And visually how this looks like, well, let me see how well I do. I'll roll first, then I'll tell you how it visually looks like. Charge Beam uses Exhausting Act, which is a 4d6. If he has 2 or more voltage, which he does not, then I roll plus 2d6, and then I lose 2 voltage. But I'm going to go ahead and use that voltage to add an extra d6 to this, which is 5d6. It's a beauty move, so that's 6d6, and then I'm going to have Jefferson use up 3 of his dice. So that's going to be 9d6 if I'm adding everything correctly. 9d6. Okay, we got a bunch of 6s there for Jefferson. 2, 4, 6 points for the 6s, nothing for the 1, and then that's another 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 appeal points for Grind. Good job. Good job, Jefferson.
Remi is nodding his head like I am. It's like, okay, okay.
Okay, so visually, the Kling Klang starts to hum, and I would say he's charging this beam for about only 5 seconds or so, and then he shoots out this glowing, luminescent, multicolored light out towards the audience, and the light itself starts out as one beam, and then it's refracts into multiple beams of light just for about a second or two before it disappears, earning him 11 points for that beautiful, beautiful visual display.
Once per contest, they can re-roll any ones. On a roll.
I see.
Well, this would be a good time for Chase to know, or for Shay to know
Yeah,
that.
sorry. I was just scrolling through my ads because, like, I know I'm forgetting something.
Well, no, it seems like you caught it perfect timing, so.
Yeah.
True.
Well, let me see if I want to. I probably, if that's the case, I probably would have wanted to re-roll my ones for Harrington, because that was just really bad. So I will spend that. Thank you for letting me know that. I'll spend that for Harrington. I think Harrington was the one with the. Okay, so I basically got another one, and I still lost an appeal point. So I have -3 appeal points, and I got 1 appeal point. I got another fumble point and an appeal point, so they cancel each out in the end. Okay. Cool. Remi, this is a good time for you to take advantage of that because you're doubling your dice.
And
Yeah.
stage.
Stage.
So
Your center
Light 'em up.
stage.
center stage, chest is puffed out. He's like, now I'm gonna take this thing home right here. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna breathe in deep, and then he's gonna let out a fire spin again. But he's going to put all he's got into it, so he's gonna double the dice. It's a safe option, but because of the get
Ooh.
ready, he's
Yes.
built himself up. I'm gonna add the +3 extra, the leftover dice there from the 66
That's a-
bonus.
Great strategy.
So we got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 d6, and hopefully this.
Is that with the double?
Yes. Unless I
11 is
missed
not.
something.
11's not even though. How is that double if it's not even?
Well,
It's
you-
the
you
plus
double
3,
the
the
base.
Oh, yeah, it's
thank
double.
you.
Yeah, sorry,
Thank you.
yeah. It doesn't count. The other stuff doesn't count.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That does sound fair. 11d6 is very
And
good.
execute.
Okay.
Okay.
You can
And
re-roll
you
your
get to
ones,
re-roll
can't you?
3.
Yes,
roll-
I will.
yes,
Yes,
roll
I
3.
will. Yes, I will. He's like, this isn't it. This isn't it. I've got some more.
No, it's not.
Need more points.
Okay. It's
Good,
safe. It's safe, so you don't lose anything for your ones. So let's start with. So you have 2 6s. So that's 3 appeal points. So that's 6 total there. Then you have.
Now hold on, so 6s only count as 1, unfortunately, because it's safe
It's
option.
safe option.
Oh, I see. 6s only count as 1. Okay, so that's 2 points for the
1,
6s.
2. Mm-hmm.
And then you have 5 and 4s give you 2 appeal. So that's 2, 4, 6 from the 5s and 4s. And then a 3 gives you 1 appeal point. So that's 1, 2. And that's it, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points.
Safe option. You want those 4s and 5s.
Cool. All right. So visually, what do we see?
So that struts up to the center, breathes in deep, gets all his confidence back. He thinks he's got the game figured out at this point, and then he starts to like fume out the ears first, just a simple gesture of performance there, and then he lets out a puff of smoke, and then he lets out the vortex of fire in the center of the stage. And then because he's got that extra energy in it, as it looks like it's going to come down, he gives it just an extra little push there and makes it a little larger, just for crowd, just to please the crowd.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right.
Good job, Remi.
Speaking of beautiful action, did he get to roll an extra die because it's a beauty move?
Did you roll your extra die for the beauty move?
I did not.
All right, roll
We'll
an
get
extra
one
die.
more point then.
If I were 4, 5, bam. Okay, 2
3.
points.
Yeah. You get another appeal point.
Wait,
11.
Tied.
11. You tied. Yes. All right.
You're welcome.
Grind. I believe he can use the move that he used before, Light Ruin. So that is steady performance. So Grind is going to roll, and then Jefferson is going to use 3d6 for this. So steady performance, 5d6 plus another 3d6 plus another 1 because it's a beauty move. So that's 9d6. Oh, we've got a lot of 6s there. So 2, 4 for the 6s. We've got a bunch of 1s, but it's okay. And then 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 appeal points total for Grind. Harrington! Big finish, Harrington. Poor Harrington. He's going to do... I think at this point, Harrington's going to cut his losses. He's so frazzled by his previous 2 performances. Not a great way to set this up, to start up the show. So he's just gonna do his he's gonna do a powder snow for his steady performance. Powder snow does 5d6. Iridessa is going to use 3 more of her d6s, so that's 8 plus another die for beauty, so that's 9d6. All right, so we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 appeal points. So Harrington at least managed to squeeze by okay. So that performance part is done. We add up the points and see how each of the Pokemon stack with each other. If I am doing my math correctly, it looks like Grind gets 28 appeal points. Harrington only gets 16 minus 3 is 13. And then Remi gets 11, 14, 15, 16. 16, second place, Remi. Good, which isn't bad. Second place.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's a good way
You
to start.
showed that pile of swine.
Yes.
You singed his hair. Good boy.
So with that, the first contest is over. The Regina goes up and says, "Congratulations to Grind on the beautiful, beautiful performance. Solid all throughout. My deepest sympathies to Harrington. We definitely have seen you make a very valiant attempt, especially at the end. So we're very glad that you managed to end strongly. And to Remi as well, for that very strategic moves there. I noticed that. All right. Let us get the stage set up for the next contest. And as the Pokemon are going off backstage, Harrington is going to go up to you, Remi, and say, I have to say that was a very, very, very good very good show that you put on. Very good show.
It's my first time. I mean, I'm just a natural, I guess.
A little reckless, but then again, I suppose I was being a little reckless as well. Though you definitely outperformed me, that's for sure.
You tried your best, and that's what matters. Just I am the best. So it's that guy over there, the one who won. He's a cheater, though. We understand this, right? You and I, we're both clear that I'm actually first of the two of us, and that means I'm the first of this round, right? Because there's no way he could have done what he was doing. So he's a cheater. And he just pats him. He pats him on the hair, and he's like,
Yeah. All right. So the next contest is going to be cute. Cute. All
Come
right.
on, pretty Princess Firn, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. She looks a little bit
Cute.
terrified.
Gizgaz is running around the stage. He's going, oh boy, it's me next. I get to show how cute I am. And
You can do it, guys.
Regina looks down at Gizgaz and says, all right, just relax now. You got to make yourself look presentable for the judges. The queen begins and says, once again, we are going to have the humans determine which of these Pokemon will go first and what position they will have on the stage. So because this is cool, the role is... Somebody wants to shout it out? They know
Cute
what
and
I'm
speed.
Speed. Starting things off, Smooth. We're gonna have Smooth use excitement. Use attract, which is an excitement ability. So that's 3d6 plus a gain 2 of Vein Voltage. I think that Jefferson is going to start off strong and actually put an additional 3d6 to this. So so that will be 3 plus 3 is 6 plus another one is 7. 7d6. Jefferson's not playing around. 76. He's center of attention though, so that's a risk for Jefferson, but he's gonna risk it. Alright, so we've got 2 fumbles here. So that's 2 fumble points. But we also have 1 6, so that's 2. We have a 5 and a 4. So, 6 is 3. 5 and a 4 is 2 apiece, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No.
Yes, 9 appeal points. And 2 fumble points, and he gains 2 voltage. Okay? So the way that this looks like visually is Smooth is going to lower his shades down and give a very seductive eyebrow raise towards Flora. And Flora is going to blush a little bit and say, oh, and she definitely will be giving him a lot of appeal points for that. Harrington is going to whisper whisper to Remi and say, they're not even in the same egg group.
I can't say anything.
That attraction must be really effective. Super effective, if you ask me.
He does chuckle. He does.
Just humoring him.
Firn, you get to go next.
And Cassie will cheer from the audience.
Aww.
What does Cassie actually say? Just
Woo, you go, Firn, you got this.
For charm, the excitement move, so it's 3d6, but you get
Plus 2 voltage. Nice.
and
7. Nice. 7.
cool, and 2 voltage, and no fumbles because it's not center of attention. So Fern's just going to like nervously come out and go.
That's super cute. Gizgaz. Gizgaz is excitedly going to get up there. And he's going to use Tail Whip. Tail Whip is an excitement one.